In January 2022, a very good friend of mine called Josephine, she's actually a nurse based in Canada. We were having a conversation about her finances. She reached out and said, bro, there's something I've been battling with. I make so much amount of money, and by the time I realize I've blown the cash, everything is gone, and I can't really amount for what I used the funds for. So I said, Josephine, by reason of what I do and helping a lot of young persons across the continent, become better versions of themselves, there are ways in which I understand we are programmed. So I said, I'd like to engage you some more, understand your money, your way of thinking around money, and a couple of things. So the more I had the conversation with Josephine, it turns out that when she was young, about 13 years old, she actually happens to be in a restaurant with her dad and her mother, and they were having lunch. It was her dad, her sister, her mom, and her parents were actually fighting over money. They were having this heated conversation about money. So the conversation was getting heated whilst they were having lunch, and her father kept hitting his fist on the table, and the more he kept doing that, he got red in the face. His face was very, very red, and he just fell off and he collapsed. And the more I engaged Josephine on this story, they tried doing a little bit of CPR for the man, but here it was, the man had died, and it was right before her eyes. It was right in her arms. Her father, she used to see as her hero, had just died right in front of her. And since then, that's for her has been her story, because then what actually happened was, whenever she has money in her hands, or whenever she actually makes money, it is tied and it is linked to a particular incident of pain, because it was at the lunch table in a Chinese restaurant where her parents were actually busily having a heated argument around money. And remember that I started off by saying that she's a nurse. So fast forward, she grows up and she becomes a nurse. So whilst the conversation was going on, I said, could it actually be that you became a nurse simply because you still feel like you could have saved your father from actually passing on? And remind you, she was very, very young. But this, for me, actually leads me to talking to you guys today about how specific incidents affect our financial success and our financial destiny. I take it again, how specific incidents affect our financial success and affect our financial destiny. My name is Moses B. Arthur. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and do click the link below, subscribe. I hope that you found immense value. We call this place the hub of constant, consistent value. Now, if you've been following my body of work for some time, you would realize that I've taken time off to teach on how that there are three foundational ways, or there are three primary ways by which an individual is programmed. That's to say, modeling, verbal programming, and specific incidents. So specific incidents are the things that you experienced around money, around wealthy people, around rich people, around any subject matter at all. Specific incidents. So remember that I said I'm looking at how specific incidents affect your financial destiny and success. And so in this context, we're looking at how specific incidents, so the various things you experience around money, wealthy people, or rich, or what really the rich is. And so in the case of my good friend Josephine, it was actually a specific incident where it so turned out that she lost her dad. So for somebody like Josephine, whenever the subject matter of money pops up, it is tied to pain. I don't know about you who's watching me, but there are various specific incidents around your upbringing and your formative years where it has actually taken time and has actually ingrained in you certain beliefs for which you relate to money a certain way. In this case, for Josephine, whenever money came into her hands, she had to actually lose the entire thing, because in a way, whenever the money was going away, to her, it was as though she was letting go the pain away. So if you're watching me, the biggest question you want to ask yourself at this point is that, what specific incidents did you go through around the subject matter of money that has affected your perspective and the way you relate and deal with money. Now, there are various ways you're going to try to deal with this whole specific incident. The first thing you need to do is to come into a certain place of awareness. And so if you're going to change anything that has to do with your programming on this said wise, what you need to understand is that you need to bring yourself into a certain place of awareness. If you're going to bring yourself into a certain place of awareness, guys, then the most important thing is that you want to write down. So first of all, you come into a place of awareness, you admit and get to know that there are various ways in which you are relating with money that has been tied to a particular experience that you had. In the case of Josephine, it was pain. In the case of another friend of mine, for him, he always remembers that in the school that he used to go to, whenever they were sacking people for school fees, he had to be the one that was being mocked at and that was being laughed at. And so for him, his relationship with money is tied into that particular specific incident. And so you need to first of all come into a place of awareness. Now, when you come into a place of awareness, the next thing you need to do is that you need to write as many specific incidents around the subject matter of money. The thing about what I'm talking about is that for somebody, they may go like, oh, it's not important, but you see, in our formative years, the very ways we are programmed, specific incidents have a way it affects our subconscious. And so if we put your conscious mind and we put your subconscious mind there, and then we're supposed to put logic and something that's based on logic and feeling, and we say make a decision, your conscious mind may want to go logic, but you see, what is ingrained in your subconscious is so strong that it will choose what you feel over what you know. And so for most people, their relationship with money is premised on what they have felt or what they are feeling or what they have had to experience around the subject matter of money. And so these are little things. Now, you need to come into a place of awareness. Then when you come into a place of awareness, you move into the next phase of what I call disassociation. So you need to disassociate from that particular experience. How do you do that? One of the ways you do that is through declarations. And so on one of my YouTube videos, you can check it out, I've taken time off to talk about declaration. It is very important. The next thing you want to do is that you need to make sure that you are constantly declaring to yourself that you set new experiences for yourself for your financial future. You let go of every pain, you let go of every experience that you went through in the past that used to tie you to lack of money, and for which reason, as you are growing or as you are grown, even watching this content, it affects how you relate with money. It is super important. As funny as this may sound, a lot of people watching me, a lot of people who are seeking to break free financially have a serious problem with how they were programmed around the subject matter of money right from childhood. And so in my inner circle, my Telegram Wealth community, I take time off and I've been teaching them on the subject matter of the spirit of money. That is right from understanding how we've been programmed to breaking free to walking into a world of abundance. And so if you have not actually subscribed to any of my platforms, one that you do not want to miss out on is the Telegram mentorship group. There is the free one and then there is the paid access one. In the paid access one, I take time off to teach the things that I'm talking about. And so I hope that this content has been insightful to you. The first thing you need to do is that you need to identify the various specific incidents that you have been going through or that you have gone through in your formative years. Then you need to bring yourself into a place of awareness. Appreciate, it is the first step for change. Appreciate that the thing is there, it exists. Then now disassociate. When you disassociate, you now bring yourself into a certain place where you use declarations to move your entire energy, you move your entire frequency, you move your entire personality into another perspective where now you begin to disassociate from the previous experiences and you begin to set new experiences for yourself such that all in all, your financial freedom and your financial destiny can blossom. Remember, you are the captain of your own life. You are the captain sailing the ship of your destiny. Whatever it is you need to do to make sure that your ship sails to its destination without stress, without struggle, you need to do that. And so, thank you for listening to this content. I hope it blessed you. Let me know in the comment section if this blessed you. Share with someone. And as always, love and light. My name is Moses Biata. Cheers, guys.